How are y'all doing today? It is
Well,
so wonderful to be here. Thank you, Adrian, so much for this. Thank you, Create Her Fest. Thank each and every one of you for being here and getting ready to get into what we are getting into today. I just want to say again, hello, you beautiful souls. Let's get into this wonderful workshop. Okay, so we are going to get into all of the wonders that you can create, and I will show you some of the wonders that I've already created. And knowing that the power of spatial and the power of any of our creations is where we start with what we want the experience to be. So the agenda will be we will go over all of these things and get right into where we were. Okay. You are the source. So, what you will create, we want to know. This is a place where you can meet people who are as excited as you are about what you're creating, who are curious about things to come, and where you can develop your skills. The power of immersion. Building from you can build, you can explore, and you can connect within Spatial IO. So there are templates that you can use. You can use Unity if you are into Unity. You can create from galleries that are already templated inside of it. Worlds, games, anything that you are thinking of, this is where it all starts. The playground is you. And then you're going to tell us what games we're going to be playing there. What feelings are we going to have? What peace are we going to have when we come into your immersive meditation space and things of that nature? We also are able to dive in and explore other people's creations. So then you can get an inspiration from places that you were just like, I just want to jump into my favorite video game because someone did a retro montage to all the games that I've ever played. That's where I want to be. Oh, there's something there, an idea sparked. This is what we want to do. And again, the connection between the people, because the people who you will find in Spatial IO vary, because some people are just there to be immersed inside of the wonderful things that are created there. Other people are there to develop. Other people are there to be the bridge in between both and see what can we really do with all of this technology. But again, all of that can be checked out and such via any of my, if you Google me at LMDesigns8 or on my link tree or on my website, you can pop in right there and see the different worlds that I've created. The statistics, men versus women and others who are underrepresented in hackathons, ladies, and everyone else, 73%, we are underrepresented so much because we are only the 27. And I know the creations that we create with. There's such power with them. They should be as highlighted and as shown and as shared as the males that do these things in a way that they're always having them shown and showcased. And it starts with beautiful things like Creator Fest, coming together and having a strong community of builders and creators who are supporting one another, who are challenging one another with new ideas and new ways. They have their groups, we have ours. So let's build together, let's grow together. The key points: building is easier than you think. There's a purpose to building for everyone. And I encourage everyone to connect and find those who are encouraging you to build. So, with that, let's get to the basics. We are going to run through very quickly on the basic sides of things how to build a spatial. What you have to do is you're going to go to Spatial IO and you're going to go to Spatial IO. Let me make sure to drop the link within the chat. Adrian, if you could do that for me, thank you. You create an account and you're going to be able to make your first space by signing up using your Gmail, Microsoft account, or if you are have a wallet, you can use your wallet, your MetaMask. You can certainly log in because there is a way to have and implement your NFTs, using your wallet if you are into that. And you are able to also experiences are able to be token gated. So if you have and are a collector or in a community, you can have certain sections of the world be only open to those people who hold your NFT. It's a powerful thing when we use these technologies in a way that makes it accessible and also makes it exclusive. When we're making our first space, we are going to either choose to create from a blank space where you are able to upload any 3D object in the form of a GLB. You can upload that if you build in Blender and save your asset as a GLB. You're able to upload that by just drag and dropping that in. And or you can use the templating that is already there. And Spatial has a whole bunch of different templating. There's so many different things that creators have used and that they have for the community. So you are able to customize your own worlds. You can use the tools, add objects, change colors, move things around. It's, again, like building blocks. There's so much fun to be had. And once you get in, you'll just be like, okay, the sky's the limit. There is no sky. So look at that limit. Then you can do things like what we will be doing later on today, because it is Wednesday, and Dope Stilo, if anyone knows of Dope Stilo, on Wednesdays we do raves with inside of Spatial. So following this, you can pop over with me inside of Stilo's world and we can just party together. We bring in music, we share art, we share knowledge. It's fun, it's wonderful, and there's so much to explore. So the best part is find the people that you are interested in going and exploring with, and then go. Or do it by yourself, because then you'll find people who are already there that you'll have fun with. So these are wonderful, easy steps to getting into Spatial. So with that, I'm going to pop over and share with you the Spatial. Once you navigate to Spatial IO, you are able to log in to your account and you will be able to create a new space. You're going to click on the Create New Space button that is on the right-hand side at the top of the screen. There you'll be able to see the different options you have for creating spaces. There are galleries, meeting spaces, places best for communities, stages, learning, and you can even create your own templates from the worlds that you are going to be able to create here today. So with that, we're just going to grab a gallery space and we're going to pick one of the variants of this gallery space, and you're going to click it, and then the system is going to start creating your space for you. So behind the scenes, it is piecing it all together, and this will be your first space from Spatial IO. So this is how it starts out when you pick a templated form. The gallery is, you are entered into the gallery space. You can see that there are places where you can upload different files. The gallery is already set up for you. There's seats, interactable items, so people can come sit down. You can navigate around using WASD, your keyboards or your mouse, or if you are in VR headset, your controllers. So here we're going to click upload and you'll see all of the recent files that you've been using, but you can also upload from various things. So I'm just clicking a piece so that you can see how this works. You can control the scale, the size, the location. It'll tell you everything that you need to know about the asset. You can replace it, hide the frame, show the frame. So really customize it to what you want the look and feel of the gallery space to be. This one is a video, so you can actually change and alter the volume, and you can press play. You can have it looping in the space if you would like some ambiance to your space and things of that nature. So you are able to do and control those things here. And also you are able to upload other files. So there are a whole list of various files that you can upload. You can upload directly from drag and drop. They support 3D models, images, videos, documents, and more. You can definitely click and see all of the varying supported file types. So there is a plethora of options for you. You can select it from your computer. And so I'm just going to select a quick asset that I have and show you how it uploads to the space. So now the asset is uploaded to the space, and you will be able to see that my butterflies have been added to the space. So that is how you can drag and drop in or upload from directly from your files your assets to create your gallery. And there you go. This is the first way to create your own space. There are a whole bunch of different tools and different things that you can do and control beyond just uploading. The next example is going to be of how to create a space. You're going to click the new space and create it from a blank space. So this is going to be your sandbox. It's a completely blank environment, and you're going to upload your own assets to make your environment and your skybox. So we're going to pick one of your assets that you would like to be your environment, and I'm going to use an example of a 3D asset that I created, and this is going to be a glass egg paint pour potions type thing. So this is just a simple 3D asset that I created, and I'm able to, by clicking on it, going down to the bottom and setting it as the entire environment for my space. So it does its thing, and then voila, we are now inside of the 3D asset, but this is the environment of our spatial. So you are able to, if you don't like how it looks, if you're like, oh, it's too small, it's off, you can edit it. You are allowed to move the positioning, change the rotation, scale it up, scale it down. So this really gives you flexibility to do and create really what you want to have. So once you get it to the size that you want it to be, you are able to see there it is updated, and you can then also go back in, add another 3D asset, and this one is going to be the skybox. So anything that you can create into a 3D asset, go down to the bottom again, click skybox, and then presto changeo, it is now the skybox for your environment. So your own 3D asset, your own skybox, all custom you. So whatever you want, you are able to create it in this way very simply with using Spatial IO. The installation process. If you go to Spatial IO and you go to their creator toolkit, there's the creator toolkit, you are able to follow the installation process to add Unity to your computer, and then you will be able to download the starter template, which will allow you to have more power over what you are creating. With the creator toolkit, you are able to use a wider range and spectrum of possibilities with inside of Unity, because you can code everything. You don't have to be able to code from C script, because you can use the visual scripting, and you are able to create your packages and deploy them into a sandbox where you can test out everything that you need for your space, make sure that everything comes into the scene how you want it to, it's working how you want it to, and then you are able to work with the avatars. You can create custom avatars. You are able to do animations, which are super fun to do. You can pull in animations from Mixamo. You can create them from scratch. For Coco, currently right now is giving away 263 motion assets. So you can check out various places to get different animations if you do not want to sit there within Blender and do the animations frame by frame by frame. So there's a lot of versatility behind the scenes with what you are able to do when you are using and creating with the toolkits. And I'm going to think I opened the wrong project. All right. So within side of the Creator Toolkit, there is a powerful side of being able to nest things within inside of your world that you're creating. So if you look and think of it as layers, you are able to create avatar animations and attachments and different things and not deploy them separately, but actually embed them as a portion of your space world and just publish the space world itself. So at a point in time, before they had this as an option, I would have to create each individual avatar, each individual animation, and deploy it as its own package, and then go through and implement it in or have it built inside of the space. But it could not stand alone. Now you don't need to just do it so monotonously. You can do it within the worlds, depending on how you're thinking about it. So again, there's a lot of versatility with using the spatial toolkit. And I'm seeing if it is, no, spatial is still being interesting over on this side. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try it again. Oh, let's see. I don't want to create from one of my templates. I could. Let's see if it'll do it from the starter table. And I might have to do a follow-up workshop where I go through anyone who is interested in it. The step-by-step, since spatial is acting spatially right this second, there might be an update that I am not aware of. But nonetheless, if you are into C script, if you are into coding, this is your dream house. Do not get lost in the depths of you, because there's so much. There are no limits. There are no things that you can't do when it comes to what you're thinking about. And the limitations that spatial puts on what they allow you to do isn't a lot. So there's so much that you are able to do, especially if you are able to come in and check out the different references to the coding. They have built in to the toolkit various API references, various things that were already coded out, so you can just copy and paste and drop in things that you need. They have a list out of all the services that you are able to do. In this sense, it's easier to ask what you're not able to do than what you are. So the best idea would be have a concrete idea of what you want the immersion to be before you delve into all the possibilities. Because yes, it is a rabbit hole and there is so much that you can learn here. And then let's see. You are on fundamentals. You can control the audio, you can control collision. So when there is the idea of gaming, and what I mean by gaming, let's pop into, let's see. You can create cinematic games, you can create multiplayer games, car racing. All of this allows you to have what people who are interested in creating games and things of that is without the red tape. Upon opening Unity Hubs, you will see where you have the starter template files saved. You will open up that location and this will create and cause Unity, the main application, to open. When you open up the main application, you will see the featured demo space. There you will be able to see what it looks like. In the 3D space, you can see the inspector panel, all the items that are located there, how the project is laid out, and the project configuration. You will go in and log in to your account. You will be able to see the configuration, how everything is set up, You can also see the various tools that Spatial has built out as far as the help tools. If you get stuck anywhere, but then you can go to the configurations. You can click inside of the scene view to be able to access the different elements within the scene. And you will see that on the inspector side, it will show you all of the elements that are there. You can go through and toggle the different components. You can remove the sky view. You can toggle the ability to see how it will look without all of the mechanics. You can toggle the mechanics on and off. You can check the health of the project. All of these things are here for you to do. And then when you have the project built out the way you want to, you can click test. This will test the scene and open it within your sandbox. This sandbox is going to be the closest representation to what the project will look like when it is fully deployed. So we allow it to load, and then we are able to see and test out the world and the creations that we are making. Here we can see that we have popped into the world that we have in Unity, and we can fully access the game mechanics of Spatial IO, see how the interactions work, see how everything works on the deployed side of things within our own specific sandbox. So this has not been deployed publicly. This is for our use so that we can do the testing, we can do the experimenting and tweaking that we need to get the environment and the experience the way that we want it before we publish it to the world. If you need to go back and change anything, you can pop back into Unity, make all of those updates. It will give you all of the, if there's any warnings or tips or things of that nature, how you need to adjust things. All of that is shown under the issues and things of that nature. You can go down to the bottom, drop in the different assets that you would like. Currently, I want to show an example of popping in a image and also popping in a flyable. I just want you to be able to see that you can add various things to the scene, and then you can test it again, and those things will show up inside of your sandbox. So I'm just placing the item where I want it to be added into the scene here so that when I am deploying it and testing it in the sandbox, we will see that it will show in the same area and placement. Some items that you add within side of the scene may not show up necessarily when you deploy it to the sandbox all the time. That's just a thing that happens sometimes. This is a case where you will see that the image shows, and you will need to close out your old sandbox because they will override on top of each other. So make sure you close out your old sandbox, and then it will redeploy this to the sandbox, and you will be able to see the items that we added in the main scene in Unity show up within our sandbox on the deployed side, but not publicly facing side yet. So there is the item that I dropped in, and as you can see, the actual flyer, you cannot see it inside of the sandbox, but when it fully deploys out and it is publicly facing, you will see it there. Typically, you see 99.9% of the things that you see within your scene here. They must be doing an update currently, but I did want to show you an example of what you see there. So with the various things that I have done within Spatial IO, I have created a wide variety of worlds, avatars, interactive assets, and I've embedded them all with my healing energies. I have 30 plus worlds that are live, 60 plus avatars, because when I fall in love with doing a thing, it's just the thing that I love to do. So I will find a way to make what I'm feeling, what I'm expressing. As you can see here, these actual specific three are built in very different ways. One was built completely from scratch in Blender. The other one was an asset that I had collected as an NFT, and it is part of the Vipes. So you are able to actually customize your own avatars just by being part of the community. And then the last one is one of my favorites and is definitely available inside my world on Spatial IO. And you can see her top has this it's very all over, just ooh, paint pourry, because it is. It's one of my physical canvas pieces that I turned into material and embedded into my avatar. Then we move over to the auras, the badges and flyers and things. I love the auras. I love the auras. I love creating things that you can wrap yourself in and immerse yourself in. And this was one of the first places, Infin8 Breath, and using what I've been doing inside of my homeopathic healing ways for myself. This was the first place that I branched out and released it so that everyone else could be as partaking in the things that I was doing, part of my healing toolkit, and sharing it out in a way that if you want it, you can find it where you are. So Infin8 Breath space, which we will pop into, and I can actually show you that now. Let's see. Actually, no, we'll pop into it right after this. Infin8 Breath space is an amazing space where I have interjected all of my physical to digital healing ways. I have started in meditation and I made my paints and I sat and I did a canvas piece and I did a paint pour there. From there, I let it dry and I let it set. And I even add essential oils into my paintings because I'm all about every level that you can immerse into. So then I digitize different sections of the canvas, and that becomes the digital basis that I use. I pop into Adobe Capture and create patterns from those specific pieces. And then from there, you will see them throughout the worlds, throughout the avatars and different things. And with this one, what I did was I created, I'm actually going to pop us in because it's just easier to show you through it. I created, and let me make sure that you are able to see this screen. Oops, wrong one. Here we go. Oh, I am sharing all my screens. Let's do stop sharing. I'm going to share the Infin8 Breath space. Okay. And hopefully you all are able to see it. Perfect. This is Infin8 Breath. It is, again, the
Hello, you beautiful soul.
total of my healing ways. So and I currently have on, if you pop in right now, which you can pop in to the world currently and join in, and you can collect different auras and LM delights, and you can buy different things from the shop and various things. So we have all these things that we do, auras and avatars. And I'm just going to unequip that really fast. Yes, like I said, there's a lot that you can do within here. With this specific space, I am able to, well, I think I'm going to do, oh, there we go. I want to, okay, and we'll just put on a crown. Hello, exploring koala. Thank you for popping in. Within Infin8 Breath, this is an area where you can learn the 478 breathing technique so that in moments of your high stress, because we all get stressed out, and in various moments, we just need to be able to breathe and control ourselves. So, breathing is the best thing that we can do. So, here you can learn how to do the 478 breathing technique. You can follow the animation of the orb, which is dripped in, of course, a paint pour pattern of mine, or you can follow the verbiage that is left around each of the spaces. You can sit and meditate with one another if that is what you prefer to do, or you can even come and do yoga because Ira X Labs, a beautiful soul who is so amazing and a powerful woman creator in this space, also creates dance moves, creates auras, and she pops in her yoga mats. So you can come in here and do yoga together. It is a lot of fun. Or you can separately, if there is specific auras that you want to be wrapped in, you can pop them on here and watch yourself be wrapped up in the aura that is calling to you, that you are wanting. And then if you want something that is more isolated and more just to you, you are able to pop into the individual realms that are up and around that follow the 478 breathing technique with the animation that is here. And also, if you can hear in the background, there is my personal sound bowl meditation that is connected to each of the seven main chakras. And the picture that was in the background is one of my NFTs for each of the main chakras that I have minted. So not only is this world bringing the culmination of different things that I use for my personal, but it also ties to the things that I've used, bridging emerging technologies with healing ways. So you can actually click on each of those, get the information bubble, which will pop you over to my object where you can collect the NFT of your choice that has the sound bowl, the meditation, the colors that are all tied to that chakra. So this is just an example of how I use the healing wellness side and bridge it all together in the ways that I do within this world. And am able to show you how we can take something that is in our mind and expand it so that everyone can witness it, explore it, and do so much more. Because once you come together and have an idea, other people will give you other inspiration that you did not even know about or consider at the time. These emblems that you see here are from my physical wearables, where I was doing t-shirts and clothing and different things that were charged with the various emblems and the symbols that tie to the seven main chakras. So all of these things I have created, and this entire world I did not do from template. This one was definitely built on and with the creator toolkit using Unity and things of that nature. So I just wanted to share with you Infinite Breath World. And because we're right here, I'm going to also share Sapphire's World, which is an amazing creator that allowed me to build out her world and share and showcase the things that she has.
Thank you
She
so
is
much for
such
stopping by
a
Sapphire.
vibrant individual, and her world had to reflect all the
So, what
things
is your
that are
target date
her.
for
So she
introduce
wanted
yourself
different
to me?
areas
Where
to
else
do different things,
is Sapphire
and
World
her
presenting with
being a
safe
musician
hands?
and a healer
It's a space
and
for
being
fun,
of the
peace,
theatrical
relaxation,
ways and such,
creativity,
I
have
created a
fun,
theater place
welcome.
and space for her,
Special thank you
dropped
to
in
LMDesigns8 for
this
making this beautiful
space
world
where
and
she can
infusing it
come, she
with
can
her light.
sing, she can get her tunes on, she can share this out, she can go live from this space. Hello, ghetto aliens. I hope you are well. She can then have a showing event of her and what she has done. She can interview people inside of the interview space. And the beautiful part is the camera that is set up here is able to show everything that is going on inside the interview space. So she can virtually interview people, but also be seen and showcased in an interview way. It's really amazing the things that you are able to put together and things of that nature. Currently, when no one's in the space, I just run one of my birthday NFT pieces. But there's various things you can find her music, Ride the Wave. You can see the different things that she's created, access various places that she wants you to access. So yes, this is Sapphire's World. All right.
But honestly, I think that was a really in depth capability for you to go through from speaking to Blender to also speaking to Unity and then showing us the spatial worlds that you've built in a combination of all of these tools. I know that if you guys don't know, Ellum is actually a part of our Discord community as well, and she's always sharing resources in there for you guys. So there will also be a capacity to continue to follow up and really dig in deeper to how you can leverage virtual reality for creative problem solving, being able to practice mindfulness and practice breathing techniques. I know within the tech industry, within a lot of our careers, we don't always prioritize that as much as we should. I thought it was really valuable to be able to give you guys a really great use case from an artist who has electively chosen to immerse herself in leveraging emerging technologies for creative problem solving. So, yeah, if you guys have thoughts, questions, if you'd like to come up and ask anything further around how LM Designs 8 is leveraging these technologies, you are welcome to drop those questions in the chat, or you can actually raise your hand and I can invite you up.
Yes, and thank y'all so much. And I definitely had to say, I wanted to share out the AI agent space. Again, those who are interested in learning about AI agents, MetaMike has put together an amazing workshop space. So 7 p.m. on Wednesday nights, we all get together and we learn the most amazing things. And I will definitely make sure to try and share that screen. But the AI agents, there's a list of powerful women creators and things that are in the space of the PowerPoint that Adrian was going to share with you. Because again, I don't know why it won't let me share it, but do click in and tap in. All of the links are there so you can find them directly. There are so many powerful creators in the space, and there's so many powerful women who are building, and I want you all to be part of it. So definitely create how you want to. Find the things that you want to share, whether it be I have art and I want to share it out. I have poetry. Open a space, bring people together, do a poetry reading. I've done spoken word. The first places that I took the stage was digitally for my spoken word. And then I transitioned to doing spoken word IRL. And now I'm doing NFT NYC 2025. We will be doing the things, the speaking, the arts, all of the things. So definitely allow this to grow you and grow with it. It has definitely grown my voice power. I was never one to be this in tune with my voice power and this in tune with the things that we're building and making. Y'all, we're here, we're doing it. So definitely share. So yes, any questions y'all have, please let me know. Yes, and thank y'all for bearing with me and the technical difficulties.
And while you guys are thinking of any questions, I'd like to definitely ask one. I know that I don't often see people leveraging creative solutions for augmented or virtual reality to the depth of like mental health in its capacity, and then also being able to infuse their custom art pieces in it. I know that I've seen some of the samples of your work where you've been able to digitize and create like augmented reality versions that are activated within merch that you sell. I think that's really creative. I want to know what is the hardest, the most difficult task that you've been able to accomplish while immersing yourself in this, because I know that this is not your background and your art and your craft has led you in this direction, and people will consider things like Unity and Blender to be very intimidating, but it's not something that's intimidating to you. So I would say, what's your biggest overcoming or accomplishment?
That's a great question. Fear, the fear of not being accepted. Once I realized that there wasn't things that it was me that was blocking that, it opened doors that I was needing opened. The sharing, reposting, the idea and concept of, oh, we can only post it once and we don't want to flood someone with the amazingness that is us. Unwrite it, get rid of that. Open your eyes to the fact that people want to know what you have going on. They want to know what you're sharing. So if you are passionate about something, then unlock it with all the tools that we have out there. Am not, I was, I downloaded Blender because I was interested in the power of the things that I was seeing Blender was able to do. It terrified me too. And then I realized, wait a minute, I've been doing Adobe everything. Let's go to the open source. Let's go to okay, let me see what this is. And with the open source came it was so invigorating because I was like, oh gosh, I have to learn new things, but these things don't have limits and restrictions. They have community members building tools that will help make it easier for me not to be fearful on the things that I want to create. So from there, it was finding out what I wanted to share. And again, that's why I say the most powerful thing is, what do you want the experience to feel like, to be like? Start there and then work around, what do you add to make that happen? It's a way of getting past the things that make us nervous because we're so excited about the things that we really want to share. So my healing definitely lit me up in this way. And the sharing side has propelled me to where I am. So, yes, it was, you won't be fearful of learning new technologies and delving into the code when you're like, oh, there's a thing I must release. So, yes.
I love that. You've also touched the surface, and I hope that we can create opportunity in the future to continue to go deeper into the things that you brought up. But you touched the surface of a lot of technical tools that have allowed you lower barriers of entry to build using virtual reality, augmented reality in these manners. You talked today about Blender, which is a free open source tool to build 3D assets. You talked today about Spatial IO, which is another free tool that you can leverage to create virtual reality worlds. You've looked into Unity. What are some other tools that, are in your arsenal that have this very low barrier of entry and are allowing you to create this level and this quality of product?
Oh my goodness. I'm in love with, I'm that splat 3D GS. I'm in love with Gaussian splat, geotagging everything. And I really fell in love with it when I was working with Eighth Wall. Now, Eighth Wall is paid, and there's that. So of course my brain was like, for purposes of, because terms and conditions and services and things, there's restrictions on certain things depending on what tier you're at for the different things. So I wanted to find various tools that aligned with, this is where my medium highlight is right now. My focus is on XR. So Scaniverse is, I love Polycam. It's great. It is robust. It is amazing. It does similar things that Polycam does, except it is free. I love free things. I love free things. So you can use those to make your 3D scans with your Gaussian splats. They export into a variety of different mediums, FBX. You can do it and leave it in the splat format if you are working directly with bringing it into Eighth Wall and using it in that way. But you can also kick it out as a GLB and FBX. We love the power of the 3D assets because then that can be imported anywhere you need it to be. So I love working with Scaniverse to scan different objects and scan the worlds around me. I love over the reality for geotagging, but again, that is a paid and different thing. So for me, I can get the assets from Scaniverse and create them that way. And then I love to use worldcast.io, and I love to use Web AR Studio. Along with free 99 will always be the .js's of everything. So you can do it through ar.js if you're into GitHub and things of that nature. It is very much, you are needing to know the systems and being really wanting to be into the code that way. But if you don't want to be fully coded, worldcast.io, it makes it so that you can do the image tracking, you can do the triggers, you can do the geotagging. And the people who are there, their team is small, but they are so instantly on response to you. I actually had a meeting and I thought it was meeting with the dev, and it was actually the owner. He's, no, you're interested in this? And I was like, you're the owner of the company. That's amazing. It's wonderful. So yes, definitely, if you are trying to trigger and activate things, that's the way to do it. So those are two freebies that are 360 AR and all that can all be done with that. And yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Another question that I'm thinking, we talked about software, right? We've talked about like how accessible you can get access to software that will let you build with augmented and virtual reality, mixed reality as well. Let's talk about hardware, because I think that's another thing too. So you're mentioning a lot of names of like applications. A lot of these are mobile apps. A lot of these are websites. They're web applications. What kind of hardware have you acquired and has been a requirement for you to be able to build in this way too?
I so I'm I'm an Apple phone. I know I'm an Apple phone. I've tried to steer away from Apple, but I also find that I need Android too. So having both sets of I know it's like how much tech do you need? You need the things. So
We're techies
with
here, so you're amongst
exactly,
family.
exactly. So you need the things. So with my Apple phone and my iPad, I can do almost all of this. I can't have Unity on my phone. It's not mobile yet, but other than that, I'm able to do and build, especially with the apps that I use on the go, because I will be needing to fix something when I'm headed to an event. Like when I was headed to NFT NYC, I was like, oh, wait, the AR placement is off for this one picture. I need to be able to code this. So I was working on my iPad and then popping in to see the things. But between my iPad and my iPhone, I'm able to create the animations, create the interactive sides of things. I love being able to use these different mobile apps. And that's how I do it. I need to be able to go on the go. And plus, I'm a mom. So, you're like, oh, I only got 10 minutes. Wait a minute. Let me get coding. Oh, and I would be remiss to not mention Snap AR. Please, y'all, build your own. You don't need to have Snapchat. You can just use Snap AR. I have this beautiful butterfly or a crown wear that I have, and it's just lens. It will create the link for you, and then it's free standalone. I like things where you don't have to download and add into. I just want you to be able to activate, activate, activate. So yes, my hardware would be my iPad, my phones. Got two that I use. I'm not going to tell y'all how many phones. And that's it. My computer, y'all, for the max, I guarantee Spatial runs hot. I'm not even going to hold you. Spatial runs hot. So be wary of that. My MacBook couldn't handle it. The things that I was doing, the animations that I was doing in Blender. So I do have a full-fledged gaming computer. Yeah. I spend the money on the hardware, and then we do the open sourcing of it all.
So what we're hearing is, you guys, it's the proof that with as little as your mobile devices, you can get started in building with this technology today. If you have access to the resources to have gaming computers that have more powerful graphics cards, which are going to be necessary, as well as higher capacities for RAM and then larger capacities for your hard drive, then you can venture into the more robust software that's like your Unity, or for another example, Unreal Engine. We do have a question in the chat asking if there is a list of resources for any of the things that you've been mentioning so far.
Yes, you know what? I will have to put a specific list together. I put lists together within the different social medias that I'm on. So I'll drop them on my YouTube shorts and things of that nature. But a cohesive list, I will work on that. I will work on that to get that out.
For everyone to stay tapped in, before we wrap up, can you let us know where can they find you? Where can they connect with you? Where can they follow you? What platforms?
Yes, I am LMDesigns8 everywhere. And the Easter egg of the name, no, it's not because 7 other people were in front of LM Designs. No, LM are my initials. Designs are what I do. 8 is my favorite number, but inside of my name, it is the infinite. So I do designs infinitely, and I'm woven into that. So that's the Easter egg, why the 8 is important. It needs to be in there, but you can Google me. I am LMDesigns8 everywhere. You can follow me on TikTok if you want to I brought back my speaking frequencies. So you can catch me on once a month on TikTok lives, and we just pour into each other doing an energy exchange. You can catch me every Thursday night in the jam. If y'all want to do the spoken word side of things, I am everywhere. I will be at NFT NYC this year. So if anyone is going, definitely pick up one of my tickets, because what? My artwork is there. And guess what? It's AR activated. So if you pick up a ticket, you get fun with it. You get a spoken word and an animation. So yes, I am everywhere. Please do tune in and tap in. And if anyone has any speakings and workshops or anything that needs these energies, please do let me know, because I'm here for it. I want to share and grow with y'all, because I am teacher and student at all times. So yes.
Amazing. Congrats on the speaking opportunity at the NFT NYC conference this year. That is a very big deal. And also, thank you for spending the time today to just share with us all of the ways that you are innovating, you are discovering, designing, and delivering when it comes to the world of mixed reality, augmented, and virtual reality. Please, everyone, tap in with LM. Please tap in and connect with her on all the platforms. Like I said, I want to reiterate, you can also find her in our Create Her Fest Discord, which I shared the link at the top of our chat today. I want to thank you guys all again for attending our workshop. Please, if you can, before you drop out, fill out the survey and just give us your feedback. We'd love to continue to offer more workshops like this where we can dive deep into different things that you may not see to your left and your right, everyone on a daily basis, showing you how they're innovating with augmented and virtual reality. But we want to do this more. There are a lot of tools that LM covered today, and I would love, in a perfect world, which I love to create, to be able to take time to dive into each of those with you guys as well. So let us know your feedback and if you want to learn more about these kind of topics. And thank you so much again, LM, for joining us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I did want to give just a huge shout out to the Women in Tech, because guess what? We're part of the Women in Tech. So you can find us there next month, and it is inside of Spatial. So you'll be able to see us speak, be able to see us talk, our artwork. I'm excited. And like I like to say before I leave any place, any space, love self, love others, and love often. And thank y'all for all the amazing supporters who are here. Y'all see some amazing people in the chat. You can tune in and tap in. They have Carmen, DigiFem, Vanessa, Mal, all of them. They're amazing and have resources that I tune in and tap into. So find each other, love each other. Thank you so much, Adrienne, for this opportunity.
Thank you.